Hello guys, this is Edison Tan and welcome back to Tech&Ed Tech Talks. Ayan, Thursday na naman and syempre, hindi pwedeng mawala ang aking partner for today. Cyrus, pasok.
Hi guys. Hello guys. Kamusta? Thursday na naman
Y-
and nandito ulit kami to discuss something new for episode 6.
Yes, episode 6 and of course, this is the second episode for the year 2021 at syempre, of course, gusto nating pasalamatan ng ating mga partners, Tuner Nation and
Mhm.
of course, Radio Wiz. Ayan. So,
Hello. Thank you
thank you
guys.
very much. Of course, ngayon, I'm very excited about dun sa pag-uusapan natin today, no? Kasi a lot of people, especially
Mhm.
here in the Philippines, are not really that familiar with the topic that we're going to discuss today. And it's all about smart
Mhm.
home of the future. Ayan. So ano ba itong smart home na to, di
Nice,
ba?
nice.
Lagi natin naririnig kasi
Mhm. Mhm.
nasanay tayo, may smartphone. Di ba? So ano
Mhm.
ba,
Yes,
for you
yes,
ba, ano ba
yes.
definition mo ng smart home?
Smart home kasi is ano siya automated siya. It's either using your smartphone or just using your voice para alam mo 'yun, meron kang inuutusan na kunyari buksan yung ganto, buksan yung ganyan, 'di ba? Yun yung definition ko ng smart home and sobrang high-tech talaga siya. Yun yung mga napapanood natin before sa mga science fiction na movies, 'di ba? May mga automated doors opening, lights closing, yun, ganun.
Ayan, of course. For me naman kasi, no, when I say smart home, these are composed of
Mhm.
devices, no, mula sa appliances
Oo.
or kung ano pa mang meron ka sa
Yeah.
bahay that are all interconnected at
Mhm.
nag-uusap sila, 'di ba? Of course,
Yes, yes.
internet
Correct.
is a very important part of this to make it work. Kasi syempre, for example, pag nasa labas ka ng
Mhm.
bahay, nakokontrol mo pa rin yung bahay
Mhm.
mo kung ano yung nangyayari. Like, from the basic na
Mhm.
pag-turn on at turn off ng aircon, or maybe scheduling it, di ba?
Yes.
And of course,
Mhm.
pag
Yes.
sinabi nating smart home, hindi pwedeng mawala yung two of the most famous na input sa mga smart devices natin, no? Ito yung
Mhm.
Alexa at yung Google Assistant, di ba? Ikaw
Mhm.
ba, ano magamit
Yep.
mo dyan sa bahay mo?
I'm using my Amazon Alexa. It's the Gen 1.
So you have the Echo Dot na Gen 1.
Yes,
Ayan.
yes. It's the white
White
device.
device. 'Di ba ano 'yan, no? Para sa kalaman ng ating mga viewers at listeners, yung
Mhm.
sinasabi ni Cyrus ngayon ay basically a smart speaker, no? So it's an
Yes.
Amazon made smart speaker na yung tawag
Mhm.
dun sa pinaka software niya or yung pinaka assistant, yung voice assistant is Alexa. So ako rin sa bahay ko rin I'm also
Yes,
using
tama.
Echo Dot but I'm using the third generation. Pero syempre as of
Mhm.
2021 meron na tayong fourth gen, no, yung bilog. Ang cute nga ng bilog eh.
Mas malaki ngayon siya.
Yes.
Mas malaki kaysa sa mga previous models.
Yes. And of course, a lot of my friends naman even and even my sister is actually using Google Home, no. Yung maliit din na speaker
Mhm.
almost comparable to
Yeah.
Echo Dot. But of course, it's not just
Mhm.
about the ano eh. For me, it's not just about the speaker kasi well, of course, you need speaker to get feedback from your smart assistant, no? Or yung voice assistant natin.
Yes.
But pag-usapan natin siguro, how does it help you or how does it help your home to be more smart, 'di ba? Ano pa yung
Mhm. Mhm.
nagagawa nitong mga uh, voice assistant na to? Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, uh, the voice
Mhm.
assistant the voice assistants is actually one of the inputs, no, na pwede mong gamitin para kumbaga makontrol mo yung buong smart home mo, 'di ba? So,
Okay.
siguro pag-usapan natin. Laging tanong sa akin, no, ng mga friends, ano mo mas maganda?
Mm.
Amazon, Alexa or Google Assistant, 'di ba?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yan yung hindi
Yeah.
matapos-tapos na ano eh, na debate. Pero for me
Mhm.
napapansin ko lang the Amazon Alexa has a wider device support. Yun lang yung napapansin ko
Okay,
versus
okay.
Google Home.
How about Google?
Hindi naman nalalayo,
How about
hindi
Google?
naman nalalayo, but
Mhm,
I'm seeing a lot of devices na it's either si Amazon lang yung supported or both of them. And syempre,
mhm, mhm.
wag nating kalimutan yung ano, no, third player. Actually, may fourth pa before. We have Microsoft Cortana, but hindi siya ganong nag-succeed in terms of consumer, 'di
Hmm,
ba?
hindi siya naging matunog, eh, hindi
Yes.
siya
Pero
naging
of
matunog.
course,
I've heard of it, pero hindi siya yung talaga sumikat like the Echo Dot and the Google
yes.
Home.
Actually, isa lang yata yung or bilang lang sa kamay ko yung speaker na lumabas na supporting Cortana as the main voice assistant.
Mhm,
Tapos
yeah.
lately si ano naman, si Apple 'no, nag-launch din ng kanyang sariling ano, well, si Apple meron na siyang voice assistant before pa in the name of Siri. But lately lang siya
Yes,
naglabas
tama.
ng ano smart speaker, 'di ba?
If I'm not mistaken, that was 3 or 4 years
Yung
ago.
Siri.
That's the HomePod.
Hindi, yung HomePod bago lang.
The
Yung Siri yung ano, matagal na.
no, yeah, matagal na yes yung Siri na ano nila. Yung parang what they call this voice helper.
Agree.
But siya rin yung nandun sa HomePod kasi.
Yes. So, kumbaga, if you are using ano, iPhone, so meron kang Siri na built-in
Mhm.
doon, it's the same thing that you would experience,
Yes.
no? When you talk to your Siri
Mhm.
doon sa smart speaker ni Apple na
Yes.
HomePod. So, nag-iba ka lang na
Yes.
device,
Yes.
but ang advantage
Mhm.
kasi ni HomePod and the smart speaker kasi it's for the entire family. Marami siyang capabilities na nagagawa na syempre hindi kaya gawin ng Siri on your phone.
Yes.
Even though
Yes.
technically
Tama
at the
naman.
back of it, you could use your Siri at within your phone to control your devices then, no? Pero syempre dahil bago pala yung HomePod, we
Mhm.
don't expect a lot of devices to be available na sumusuporta sa ano, sa kay Apple. Pero who knows, that's Apple eh.
Especially here in the
Yes,
Philippines. Especially here in the Philippines. Yes. Again, the HomePod was released 3 or 4 years ago. Pero hindi nakakuha ang Philippines nung device na yun.
mhm. Ayan. So, for the Philippines kasi, ang napapansin ko lang din, si Google has a more localized support, especially if you're
Mhm.
like for when you're setting up your device, 'di ba? Uh, Philippines is officially supported with Google Home. I mean, sorry, with Google Assistant.
Mhm.
Pero kay Amazon, I think you'll be forced to use, well, technically may Philippines, but there are functionalities na nawawala minsan pag nasa
Wala.
Philippines ka.
So basically, US dapat ang parang
Y-
account mo if you want to use the Echo
yes.
Dot.
So, well, one of the, I don't know kung nagbago na, no? Pero before kasi, I think that was last year, I was setting up my Echo Dot. Um, yung
Mhm.
Spotify, hindi supported kapag naka-Philippines ka. So, I was really forced to use the country US when setting up yung Amazon account
Mhm.
para magamit ko yung Spotify with my Echo Dot.
Really? Kasi yung sa akin naman, yung first gen ko ng Echo Dot, I'm using the address of my uncle sa New York. So every time na may update sa application, hinihingan ako nung password niya. So I have to ask him often dun sa password niya para lang ma-update ko yung app. And good good news naman is pagka nag-ask ako to play my Spotify playlist dito sa Pilipinas, tumutugtog naman.
Yeah. But I think challenge yun yata yung ano pag-install ng Amazon Alexa app sa phone eh. Pero kung na-install mo naman, like if your phone is configured to be under the country US, you would be able to
Mhm,
install the app without any problem. And marami siyang capability na ano cool. Uh, like
mhm,
I was using the ano, yung broadcast, yung announcement pa. So like if I'm going
mhm,
home, parating pala ako sa bahay, I would just open the app, put some text there. I'm near home, blah blah blah. Then the speaker would
Mhm.
read my text to the entire,
Yes.
household. So, alam nila, oy,
Mhm.
coming home na. One of my favorite feature
Yeah.
yon. And I think that was already the same capability, or even using the voice is also available with Google Home na rin, no? Parang it's like you could broadcast
Mhm.
to every room in your home. Assuming na you have
Yes.
individual smart speaker in each of your
Mhm.
room, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi ang concept mo doon, anywhere
Yep.
you go in your home, uh, meron kang
Mhm.
speaker na naka-on 24/7. And basically naka-on
Yes.
din yung mic nun. So it just waits for your
Mm.
instruction, 'di ba? And
Yeah.
for a lot of
Yeah.
people, ang number one use case ng smart speaker is really to play music.
Yes.
But of
Correct
course, hindi
naman.
nagtatapos sa music yun eh. Kasi, for example, uh, I have friends that are using the smart speaker to actually help them while cooking, like asking for recipes,
Mhm.
'di ba? Some
Okay.
of my
Okay.
friends is also using that to remind them. Even using those smart speaker as their alarm clock. Kasi you could just ask the smart
Mhm.
speaker, "Hey, wake me up at 8 a.m." Then it
Yes.
automatically wakes you up eh.
Mhm.
'Di
Mhm.
ba? So the smart speaker itself, regardless if you're using Amazon or Google or even the Apple one, is
Mhm.
very
Mhm.
helpful. So, yes.
Sobra.
And parang for me, it's a simple, basic, old. Well, I don't want to use the word old school kasi it's new, but technically the technology is old. It's just basically a speaker with you know, AI over the internet. Kasi ang nangyayari behind the scene, when you ask something sa smart speaker mo, your voice is
Mhm.
actually sent to a data center or a computer over the internet. And yung
Yes.
command or instruction or how
Uh-huh.
they interpret that voice of yours is sent back to the speaker
Mhm.
or to
Mhm.
the devices para magawa yung action.
Yeah.
Diba? That's how the smart
Yes.
speaker works. And of course,
Yep.
sabi nga natin, it's not just about the speaker kasi when you talk about smart home, no, maraming devices pa ang kasama dyan eh. 'Di ba? When we say
Mhm.
devices, we're talking about appliances. 'Di ba?
Marami
Sensors.
'yan.
From the
Mhm.
basic na fire alarm, ano pa, doorbell, 'di
Mhm.
ba? May mga doorbell na ngayon na
Yes.
'pag pindot mo, may camera na rin siya. You could
Yeah,
literally
para
talk to whoever is there over your phone or over your
mhm.
TV, 'di ba? Ang cool nun, 'di ba? Let's say nanonood kang TV,
Yes.
nagpa-pop up pala sa TV mo, "Oy, may kumakatok sa pinto mo." Well, not really kumakatok kasi doorbell nga eh.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
'di ba? Ah, kung ganun yung setup mo, napaka-cool, napaka-convenient, no? Anywhere you go. And aside
Mhm.
from ah doorbell, we're also seeing smart blinds, 'di ba?
Yes.
I think I saw
Blinds.
some videos on YouTube, no? They have done it
Mhm.
here in the Philippines. Like if it is morning,
Mhm.
nag-alarm ka, ano kung ba pagising mo, automatically bubuksan na yung blind so liliwanag yung kwarto mo, 'di ba?
Mhm.
So you could
Mhm.
literally automate those
Yeah.
actions with your smart home. And
Yes.
magagawa mo 'yun through Alexa
Yes.
and Google and even other no brands, no. Nagkataon lang na
Mhm.
pinakasikat yung
Yeah, yeah.
dalawa eh, right?
Yes, sila talaga yung matunog
Yes.
talaga, eh.
And of course, hindi puwedeng mawala yung CCTVs, 'di ba? Ah, in
Mhm.
fact, I just want to emphasize one feature ni Amazon na I think very helpful. Kasi meron siyang capability to detect kung may nabasag or nag-alarm yung smoke detector mo. Then it would send an
Mhm.
notification to your phone. So kahit nasa labas ka ng bahay,
Okay.
you would be able to you will be notified kung may nangyari sa bahay mo. Which is very
Mhm. Mhm.
very helpful eh. Like yung nabasag, 'di ba?
Yeah.
For example, may magnanakaw pumasok, binasag yung salamin. So malalaman mo.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
it doesn't cost you anything. Well, there are services that offers that
Mhm.
same capability but you're paying for monthly eh, 'di ba?
Yep. May monthly subscription yung mga ganyan
Correct.
if you want to get the best out of your
Agree
device.
ako diyan. Pero dito, built-in na siya. So I really see it as very useful capability. For having
Mhm.
the I mean one reason why you should have the smart speaker, no. And isa
Yes.
rin sa pinaka paborito kong gawin for is to control the lights, 'di ba? Nauso din yung lately 'di ba? Ang daming nag-set up yung mga naka RGB pa nga yung iba eh. But for
Mm.
me, the very basic is turning on and turning off your lights without pressing any
Yes.
button, just using your voice.
Mhm.
Very helpful siya for me. Like, for example, if you're carrying a baby, rather than, opening something, I mean,
Mm.
pressing the lights, 'di ba? Bitbit mo si baby, di mo siya kumbaga,
Mm.
mabitawan. Then, pwede mo pa rin magawa 'yon.
Tu utusan mo na lang, 'di ba?
Exactly. And, you know, not just I mean, turning on and off the lights. Kasi, di ba meron ng mga nabibiling mga bulbs na literally, ang dami niyang colors. You would be able to configure what color to set the mood sa room mo eh.
Mm.
'Di ba? For example,
Yes.
gusto mo matulog, so
And
yung lighting mo medyo pampatulog. Kung gusto mo ng party-party, pang
yes.
party naman yung ilaw mo, oh, 'di
Mhm.
ba?
And Philips has that light,
Yeah,
and meron silang yung mga starter set for the smart light, which is the Philips Hue. Meron nito sa Lazada, sa Shopee. Eh, dun pa lang ata sila eh, kasi wala pa akong nakikitang devices na ganun sa mga home, like Home Depot stores dito sa Philippines. Kaya online mo pa lang siya
pero
mabibili. Meron mga ano, like third party brands na um, kagaya ng Philips. Yun yung mga mabibili mo sa mga Home Depot centers dito.
pero okay lang naman kasi yung sa Lazada naman is I think it's the official store naman ng Philips, 'di ba?
Yeah,
So,
yes.
I think it's safe
It's
naman
their
to
official
yeah, it's
store.
safe naman to buy from Lazada.
Mm,
Especially just
yeah.
look for the mall. Tama, 'di ba?
Yeah,
Last
last
mall.
mall, and of course, kahit last mall 'yan, you guys should check the rate and the
Correct.
reviews.
Siyempre kailangan malaman natin ano ba yung experience ng ibang mga tao when buying those products, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah.
remember when you're actually buying these devices, you also need to check yung compatibility with with your ecosystem. Kasi sabi nga natin, may
Mhm.
mga devices na ang supported lang niya is Alexa, meron ding devices na supported lang niya
Mhm.
is Google Home or both, 'di
Mhm.
ba? Depende.
Okay.
Tapos
Yeah.
another tip din, especially kasi ang isa sa mga pinaka-basic na pwede mong bilhin to build your smart home is yung smart plug eh. So basically, it's a small
Mhm.
device.
'Yan, 'yan.
Sasaksak mo lang siya sa
Mhm.
kuryente. Let's say, yung electric fan mo na old school, saksak mo doon. Then
Mhm.
you would now be able to turn
Mhm.
on and off those electric fan, 'di ba?
Yes,
Pero
yes. Bali ang mangyayari do'n, yung third party device mo, bali kunyari electric fan mo, so naka-on na siya, yung parang third party device mo na lang ang para magiging on and off switch mo dun. Pero basically, your unit is already turned on. So, yung mismong third party device na lang yung magte-turn off nun.
correct. So ang nangyari lang kasi laging naka-on yung yung electric fan mo, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Pero kinokontrol niya yung
Yes.
pag-on and off niya with the power. So yung device na smart
Mhm.
plug, yun yung ginagawa niya, right?
Yeah,
Pero
correct.
speaking
Correct.
of smart plug, bago tayo lumayo do'n, isa sa tip ko is
Mhm.
to make sure na i-check mo kung yung support niya for 220 volts. Kasi may mga smart plug na
Mhm.
especially galing US, ang capability lang niya is 110 volts.
110 lang
Yes.
talaga.
So, siyempre, dito sa Pilipinas 220 tayo, 240 at the most,
Mhm.
'no, maximum. So at
Mhm.
least
Yeah.
make sure lang na when you buy those smart plug, supported yung 220 to 240 volts para naman compatible siya
Yes.
sa local na natin, kuryente, 'no?
Mhm.
Ayaw
That's
natin
correct.
magkasunog sa bahay o sumabog yung plug mo, ayan.
Yes, tama.
Tapos aside from those ano 'no, those sa smart plug, meron din akong nakikita ng mga devices like it would be able to control your aircon. Napakaimportante sa'kin 'yun. Kasi siyempre
Mhm,
sometimes
mhm,
gusto ko matulog na lang, 'di ba?
mhm,
So,
mhm,
imagine you could just tell Alexa or Google Home, "Oh, uh, uh,
mhm,
good night, I'll be sleeping now," whatever, commando. Then it would just, set the aircon timer automatically, 'di ba?
yeah,
Puwede mo pa
yep,
ngang gawin para makatipid ka ng kuryente, i-ano mo, i-schedule mo
schedule mo
siya.
siya.
Like 1 hour aircon,
Mhm,
2 hours electric fan, ta's 1 hour aircon ulit, ta's 2 hours electric fan. So,
mhm,
malamig pa rin yung kwarto mo, 'di siya umiinit, balance
mhm,
lang. I mean, nakakatipid ka ng kuryente. And that's
mhm,
one reason why you want to make your home smart kasi tipid ng kuryente,
yes, yep,
'di ba? Pero ang tanong diyan,
mhm,
gaano ba kalakas yung kuryente na kinakain ng mga smart plug or even ni Google, Google Home for example?
mhm,
I
mhm.
think napakababa lang, eh.
Yeah, mababa lang naman 'tong ano, yung device na 'to kasi ang liit lang niya, eh. So, mababa lang talaga siya mag-consume ng electricity.
Ah,
Nakadepende na kung saan siya naka-connect ng mga devices. So, dun na magko-consume ng electricity. For example, my Echo Dot is connected to my ano, smart lights or the aircon, 'di ba? Dun na yun dedepende kung paano mo gagamitin yung aircon mo. Siyempre, um, ano lang naman 'to, eh, assistant lang naman 'tong mga devices na 'to. Kung ano yung gusto mo, susundin lang niya. So,
correct.
nakadepende pa rin talaga sa'yo yun.
Yeah, pero the device itself like this one, I'm holding, here as Google Home, 'no?
Mhm, hmm,
Wala I mean converting it to ano, peso, 'di ba? How much does it cost
mhm,
to
mhm,
open the speaker like this one 24/7? I think wala pa yatang
mhm.
₱50, eh.
Wala pa yan.
Wala pang ₱50.
Maliit lang talaga.
Para lang siyang isang ilaw
Yeah.
na naka-on 24/7,
Mhm.
okey.
Yep,
And hindi by the way, hindi pala
yeah,
siya
tama.
pinapatay 'no, kasi siyempre yung ibang mga tao concerned sa kuryente,
Mhm,
pinapatay nila 'yan. You just leave it there
mhm.
24/7, it's turned on. It just
Yes.
it just works behind the scene. Sometimes nga nakakalimutan mo, eh, nando'n na sa tabi, 'di ba?
Mhm. Yeah, 'di ba?
Yeah. So, no, aside from, controlling our home appliances, well, another thing na puwede mo palang gawin 'no, even to control yung gate sa bahay.
Yun, basically puwedeng ano, eh, kung yung mga gano'ng ano naman, gano'ng scenario naman, um, mas okay siya if i-control it through your smartphone device, sa mga gano'ng bagay. Kasi, um, these devices, kunyari mag-o-open ka ng like TV, aircon, ilaw, um, what else, coffee machine, yung mga gano'n, okay siya if you're within the area inside your house. Pero if kunyari wanna access na yung like sa labas, if kunyari yung bahay niyo merong, gate, may heater yung swimming pool, that's the time na 'di ba, kailangan mo na nung smartphone mo.
Pero ano, you could still, configure that to let's say for example, papasok ka parating ka pa lang sa bahay mo, so your phone
Mhm,
would literally detect your location kasi may GPS yung phone mo, eh. Then 'pag
mhm,
na-detect niya na you're within the perimeter of your, let's say, subdivision,
yeah,
puwede niyang gawin kasi
yeah,
i-automate niya like prepare buksan yung gate o kaya 'pag na-detect niya 'pag yung Bluetooth ng phone mo within the range, bubukas siya
mhm,
ng gate.
mhm,
So, maraming way to do it, eh.
yeah,
It just depends on ano ba yung available na devices na binili mo at ano yung capability niya, 'di
mhm,
ba? And, just want
yes,
to add
tama,
one ano 'no, one technique na ginagawa nung ibang friends ko. So, for example,
mhm,
if they are actually going out 'no, like Holy Week o kaya Christmas vacation, 'Di ba you go out of your
Mm.
home before, 'di ba? Ngayon kasi pandemic, nasa
Yes,
bahay tayo
yes.
lagi. But let us just
Mhm.
assume na walang pandemic. Usually you get out,
Mhm.
no, for vacation. So ilang araw ka nawawala.
Yeah.
So ginagawa nila,
Mhm.
they use their yung mga smart devices, turn on yon, like ino-open nila yung TV or open na sila ng music pati yung ilaw, especially pag gabi, para kunyari
Mhm.
may tao, 'di ba? Maiwasan yung
'Di
mga
ba?
magnanakaw na pag-interesan yung bahay kasi feeling nila may tao sa loob.
Yes, tama 'yun.
Yes. So napaka ano yun 'no, it's not really the main, highlight of the capability, but yun yung ano, byproduct,
Mhm.
yung puwede mong gawin, to make it, you know,
Mm.
why should I get a smart home? Ayan.
Or why should you um start setting up your smart home?
Well, everybody could easily get started 'no. Sabi ko nga, like
Mhm.
what I did to one of my friend. No, last Christmas I just gave him a Google speaker. And he's fine with it.
Mhm.
He's happy with it. He's using it,
Mhm.
starting from as an alarm clock and as a audio player. So, unti-unti, then
Yeah.
I introduce pwede mo yung integrate sa TV mo. Pwede mo kontrolin yung ano
Mm.
mo, yung Netflix via
Mhm.
voice. Oh, pwede pala
Yeah.
yon. So, unti-unti. Kasi, ano people are not yet used to ah, communicate na kasi para ka namang baliw na nagsasalita, wala kang kausap. Pero technically meron kasi
True.
'di ba, may
True.
speaker nga nakikinig sa'yo. Pero for a lot of people, hindi
Mhm.
kasi
Mhm.
gano'n yung normal na, habit nila, But once you start to ano,
Yes.
kumbaga to make it natural for them to interact
Mhm.
with your smart speaker, then unti-unti
Mhm.
masasanay din sila. Then add
Yeah.
few devices. We'll start with katulad nga yung sinabi ko, start with electric fan. So, ano muna, smart plug muna. Kasi yun yung simple na hindi
Mhm.
naman nakakasira eh. Remember, ang electric fan,
Mhm.
on-off
Mhm.
lang naman yan. So, power on, power off. So, it doesn't
Yes.
matter kung naka-on yung ano niya, yung pinaka-switch niya or not. So, unti-unti, di ba?
Yeah. Tama. Unti-unti
Yes.
lang.
You don't need kasi naman to set it up na isang bonggang bagsakan eh. Unless,
Mm.
you would
Tama.
literally unless lang, if you're building a new ano, a new house 'no, maybe
Mhm.
that's a time you might want to consider incorporating, all the smart, devices 'no. I think
Mhm.
one thing na hindi natin nabanggit kanina is yung ano, smart lock sa pinto,
Oh, okay, okay.
'di
Smart
ba?
lock.
Kasi for me,
Yeah.
ay napaka-ano niya, napaka-convenient, napaka-useful niya, siguro sa mga
Mhm.
yung siyempre before pandemic maraming mga nagpapa-Airbnb, 'di ba?
Mm.
Ah,
Yeah.
Merong mga smart lock kasi na you could literally change the pin, remotely.
Yes.
So, kung let's say yung, tenant 'no, for one day, tapos na siyang tumira dun,
Mm.
umalis na siya,
Mhm.
palitan mo na kaagad yung pin ng
Yeah.
bago. So, yung papalit na bago, safe na
Siyempre.
lock ano na, let's secure na siya ulit, 'di ba? Pero
Yes, yes.
depende 'yon
Tama 'yan.
sa model ng smart lock kasi merong smart lock na ang gamit cellphone app, Bluetooth 'no. Meron din naman via NFC card, yung
Yes.
may card mismo parang sa hotel. Meron din namang ano,
Yes.
yung PIN lang at meron ding true biometric, 'di ba?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm. Yeah.
siyempre
Basic basically we have one here, and the brand is Sentry.
mhm,
It accepts biometrics, which is the fingerprint mark, and then it also accepts pin number,
mhm.
and then it also accepts the NFC card, yung parang sa hotel, itatap mo
Parang
lang,
credit card mo lang, yeah.
and yeah, and cellphone. Ang ano lang dito is for one cellphone lang talaga siya pwedeng i-register. So basically, I'm like the master key holder for
Ikaw ikaw
the cellphone. So
ikaw daw yung gatekeeper.
mm,
Well,
Yes,
depende pa
so
rin sa mga ano 'no?
I can share it. I can share the access. Kunyari, may mga family members kami na pupunta dito. Syempre, every time na lalabas sila ng bahay, papasok, syempre bubuksan ko ng bubuksan yung gate. So, share ko na lang yung access code para para pag ano nila, lalagay nila sa cellphone nila or I'll just share the number code para sila na lang mag-enter ng number code para makapasok pa rin sila every time they go
Yes,
out.
correct ka diyan 'no. And 'yun, so ang use case niya napaka-convenient and, I think for me, it's very secure. Kasi nga you are able to change,
Mhm.
yung ano mo, like
Mhm.
if you're using
Yeah.
the PIN, you don't even need to give anything, eh. Kasi ang susi usually na kaya i-duplicate,
Mhm.
'di ba? Even though yung mga smart lock naman meron naman siyang backup
What
na
do you
susi.
mean key?
Yung
Yeah, meron siyang backup na
yes.
susi which is hindi siya nado-duplicate kasi nag-try ako kasi ang kasamang emergency key kunyari nawala ng battery. So merong isang parang port doon na itataas mo lang tapos doon mo isasaksak yung susi. Tatlo lang kasi siya. Eh, apat kami dito sa bahay. So tinanong ko sa nagkabit from Sentry if possible ba na humingi ako ng duplicate key. Pero ang sabi sa akin, hindi na daw kasi that's it. Yun na daw yun.
So, well, that's for the Sentry brand 'no. Siyempre there are other
Mhm.
brands with a different, implementation. So, kaya nga sabi ko,
Mhm.
when you're actually, building your smart home, importante rin
Mhm.
i-review mo na yung ano, bawat component ng smart home mo. Do they
Tama.
work together ba? 'Di ba? Compatible ba sila sa
Mhm.
isa't isa? Is it going to work with
Mhm.
your phone? Is it going to work with, your other devices? Para at least
Mhm.
pwede mo silang pag-usapin, 'di ba?
Yeah,
Most of the
tama.
time naman kasi they have a standards, eh. But siyempre
Mhm.
merong mga devices kasi na they only work with their own ecosystem. So, hindi sila nakikipag-usap sa iba. So,
Yeah.
make sure lang when you're ano, buying a gadget or device, yung compatibility. Is it compatible with,
Mhm.
Alexa? Is it compatible with, Google Assistant or other
Mhm.
minor details 'no? Kasi meron naman open
Yeah.
standard for interoperability ng mga smart devices. But siyempre
Mhm.
yung support lang ng device na yun kung meron, ayan. And
Yes, tama.
sabi nga natin, we're talking about smart home and most of the time
Mhm.
sa mga ano, here in the Philippines, ang majority na nag-set up ito is yung mga nasa high-end na condo o kaya mga bahay. Hindi ko pa siya masyadong nakikita sa mga common
Yeah.
na bahay 'no, kasi siyempre, ah buying just let's just use the smart lock as an example. How much is your smart lock, Sai?
We got it for around 22 to 23.
23,000, for example.
Mhm.
Ilan ang pinto
Mhm.
niyo sa bahay, for example?
We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
So you
doors.
have 7 doors, no? So imagine, if you have your home, each lock would cost you around 23,000 times 7, that's more than 100,000, di ba? So, it's not really practical. Pero syempre, technically speaking, hindi mo naman siya kailangang ilagay sa lahat ng pinto. Most of the time, you put it on the main door and maybe a backup door, 'di ba? Hindi sa lahat ng pinto. Unless gusto mo talagang ilagay sa lahat, wala namang problema. Ah, it's your choice, 'di ba? But that is just for the smart lock alone, 'di ba? But if you compare it to a normal lock, magkano lang ba yung normal lock? Wala pa yata 1.5 eh.
Yeah, siguro ang pinakamahal mo nang mabibili na normal na doorknob lock, Yale
Yale, yeah.
is sabihin na nating nasa ano, one mga 1.2,
1, 2,
1.3,
1,
mga
3, 'di
gano'n.
ba? Tapos,
Mhm.
magdadagdag ka ng speaker. For example, let's just use Google Home. Kasi officially,
Mhm.
in the Philippines, if you buy online, mas mura ng kalahati si
Mhm.
Google Home. Kasi
Okay.
you could buy Google Home for 1,300. That's the old ano the latest minus one version. 1,300. Tapos si Echo Dot
Okay.
na
Okay.
third gen, so N-1 ulit para fair. That is around
Mm.
2,200
Mm.
average, 'di ba? Ah,
Mhm. Mhm.
so doble yung presyo ng Alexa versus Google Home. Pero
Yeah.
depends kasi sa ecosystem mo. If you started with Google Home, then lahat ng kwarto mo
Mm.
Google Home, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Same goes with Alexa. Pag
Mm.
nag-start ka with Alexa, lahat ng kwarto mo Alexa, lahat ng devices mo should support Alexa. That's how it works.
Yes.
Now, ang
Yes.
question is, aside from that, ano pa ba yung kailangan mo to get started? Actually, marami eh. It's not really about getting started anymore
So,
eh. Kasi
di na eh.
getting a smart speaker is just part, or maybe I would say a lot of times siya yung pang-unang nangyayari,
Mhm.
'di ba?
Mhm.
It's not written on the book, but yun yung
Yep.
nagiging norm na I want to 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 make my home smart. So I would start with a speaker.
Mhm.
Then from there you start buying additional devices unti-unti, 'di ba?
Na supported
Yes,
ng ano mo, parang virtual assistant mo.
correct. Pero aside from that, ano pa ba yung mga devices na meron kasing mga devices na na smart siya pero hindi siya connected,
Tama.
'di ba? So just to
Tama.
just to elaborate, meron kang nabibiling mga devices na for example, yung ilaw sa garden na solar, 'di ba?
Mhm.
It's a very
Yeah.
basic technology. It has a battery inside, it's
Mhm.
charged with solar, it has a motion
Yes.
detector, and it just turns on
Mhm.
kapag may na-detect siyang movement during nighttime.
Mhm.
So dalawang sensor niya, yung
Yes.
ilaw plus
Yep.
yung motion,
Yeah.
tama?
Yep.
It is
Tama.
it smart? Not really,
Not really, pero
but
pwede na siyang ipasok sa tinatawag nating quote unquote na smart home.
correct ka diyan kasi it does its purpose na 'pag naglakad ka sa garden mo during evening, meron kang ilaw without
Mm.
you turning on
Tama.
anything,
Tama.
'di ba?
And meron din is um, doorbell siya. You really don't need kahit wala kang virtual assistant like the Google and the Amazon Echo Dot. It's a doorbell na may kasamang um, CCTV camera which captures sa 1080p rin na if ever na may pumindot, magpo-prompt sa smartphone mo. So, sa mismong phone ka magre-rely.
Pero 'yun,
So, kahit wala ka nung mga virtual
yes,
assistant.
pero 'yun connected pa rin siya sa
So,
internet, eh.
pasok pa rin siya.
Connected pa rin siya sa internet
Yep.
at it works separately,
Yes.
'no, outside your kumbaga
Mm.
main ecosystem. Kaya nga isa rin sa payo
Yeah.
natin, make sure na mag-uusap-usap sila para mas maganda yung, kumbaga you
Mm.
could tap the potential of
Mm.
each devices to work together,
Yeah.
'di ba? Ngayon, ang isa sa mga important din na ano, na kumbaga pinag-uusapan lagi when we talk about smart home is yung
Mhm.
privacy.
Okay. Okay, yeah. If since ga yan yung ano mo eh, yan yung forte mo eh about privacy, security. So, ano nga ba? Safe ba 'to? Like magkaroon ka ng or bumuo ka ng smart home, safe ba 'to? May privacy ka ba?
Well, by default naman, well, if you would look at it, no, read the terms and agreement, you actually
Mhm.
give away some of your privacy for the
Mhm.
ano eh,
Mhm.
kumbaga to get the benefit of convenience, 'di
Yeah.
ba? Kasi at the end of the day, sabi nga natin kanina, when you have a smart speaker for example, uh,
Mhm.
nagsalita ka, nakuha niya yung salita mo,
Mhm.
the recording goes to
Mhm.
the internet, to the data center to be processed, and commands are
Yes.
sent back to,
Yes.
okay, what would I do, 'di ba? So,
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
like Amazon and Google, they actually admitted naman nila before pa na uh, there are cases that some actual person na nagre-review ng mga recording to improve yung
Mhm.
kanilang kumbaga understanding yung language, 'di ba? Pero syempre,
Tama.
those are not kumbaga they the people who are actually working on that cannot see sino yung may-ari ng device na yon. Pero
Mhm. Mhm.
syempre, hindi mo pa rin maiwasan, there are some cases na yung conversation mo is really unique to you at ma-identify na sa'yo pa rin yon. Pero yung chances of that happening is parang masyadong malawak kasi sa sobra ilang ilang milyong devices pa yung pinag-uusapan natin, 'di ba?
Madami. Madami 'to.
Ayun. So um for me okay lang naman sa akin to sacrifice that, hindi naman totally sacrificing your privacy, but
Mhm.
just a little. Kasi at the end of the day, if you look at what we're using right now, let's say we're
Mhm.
using our smartphone on a daily basis, 'di ba? So
Yes.
Android is also
Mhm.
collecting those information, whatever app you open, where you're going,
Yeah.
'di ba? Even Facebook is doing that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Almost all companies are doing that.
Yes.
They are collecting your
Yep.
behavior, your information.
Mhm.
And those information are already sent to them with or without smart speaker
Yep.
at your home.
Mhm.
'Di ba? So parang I don't see any difference anymore. Na
Siyempre. Siyempre, by signing up pa lang, you're giving up your information, eh, mag-sign up ka pa lang, 'di ba?
agree. And of course, sabi nga natin, in order for them to serve you better, they should know you better. And the best way to know you better is to
Tama.
collect information about you. 'Di ba?
Tama.
Pero siyempre meron tayong
Tama.
mga kaibigan diyan, mga listeners, mga viewers natin na
Mhm.
really care
Mhm.
so much about the privacy. Sometimes for me nagiging overkill,
Yeah.
'di ba? Na hindi na siya practical. So parang it's like
Yes. Yes.
gusto mo ba magkulong ka na lang sa kwarto? Tanggalin mo lahat ng electronic devices because those devices could literally, well, spy on you or do something nasty. 'Di ba? Parang hindi na siya practical eh.
Yes. Mm, mm.
For example, another good example here, no? When you buy a smart TV, depende siya sa brand, syempre. But a lot of them are
Yeah.
actually monitoring your behavior. And if you look at yung mga cheap na smart TV right now, may ads pa nga, di ba? Tailored to your preference.
Tama, tama. Which is, a bit scary kasi nga, parang alam alam nila yung interest mo. Parang merong mga tao sa likod
Yes.
nun, especially sa mga cellphone natin, we're browsing sa mga social media apps natin, Instagram, Facebook. And then 'di ba minsan napapansin natin may mga lumalabas na ads, and then minsan may tinignan ka lang sa website kahit di mo naman tinignan sa Facebook, pero magugulat ka na lang yung tinignan mong ad na yun, parang bakit nandito na sa Facebook ko? So
Yes.
medyo scary yung mga ganong bagay.
Exactly. So, kahit anong gawin mo, technically, at some point, there would be some, it's actually, I don't want to call it spying eh. 'Di ba?
Mm,
Kasi at
mm,
the end of the
mm.
day, it's not intentional eh. They're not really spying on you because they want to get info from you, like a top secret thing, 'di ba?
Yes.
They're actually trying
Mm,
just to
mm.
understand your behavior,
Yes,
'di ba?
yes.
And once they know your behavior, they would be able to adjust their service to fit you better.
Tama, tama
So kaya
naman
nga if
yun.
you really want to,
Which is,
that's the reason why if you really want
mm,
to have a more convenient way of, using tech, it's really
mhm,
a requirement for this company to collect info from you. I think ang masasabi ko lang
tama.
is they should be responsible enough to just get the data
Mm,
that they require. Hindi yung collect ng lahat ng data.
yes. And syempre, on the consumer end naman, if feeling nyo yung hinihingi sa inyong data information is medyo sketchy na medyo nagiging personal na yung mga data information na hinihingi, that's the time na tanungin nyo muna yung sarili nyo if you should continue or not.
Yes. Anyway, by the way, once you start using the device, you by default you agree to the
Mm-mm.
terms, 'di ba? And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, this like the smart speaker naman, in
Mm-hmm.
theory, they only start recording when you use the wake word. In Google Home, 'di ba?
Yes, yes.
Hey Google. Tapos for Alexa
Yes.
naman, it's either you use the default yung Alexa or you could actually change it to
Yes.
computer. Ano pa ba yun? Apat yun
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if I remember correctly. 'Di ba?
Yeah, computer yung isa sa mga
Magic
magic word
word.
to activate her.
Yes. Pero syempre, there are cases na nagre-record yung ating smart speaker because meron siyang naririnig na aksidente lang naman yung narinig na halos kadikit nung
Mm-hmm.
wake word niya, 'di ba? I think
Yes,
there are some
yes.
cases nga na parang sa US nag-commercial siya ng Google Home. Tapos nabanggit yung
Mm-hmm.
Hey Google. Tapos literally lahat ng
Yeah.
Google devices sa buong area nila nag-activate kasi nga narinig sa TV na-pick up nung speaker. Hey
Yes.
Google. So lahat parang nagsalita mag-isa yung speaker. Sometimes
Yes.
it
Nakakatakot, nakakagulat
yes.
siya eh.
Pero that is accidental. It's not intentional, 'di ba?
Mm.
Pero if
Yeah,
you look at
yeah.
it does the job.
Yeah, it really does the job kasi based on my experience using the Echo Dot, nanonood ako ng mga YouTube videos about like how to automate your whole house, and then sinabi niya yung word. Tapos nagulat ako, nag-activate yung Echo Dot ko, and yung sinabi
Yes.
niya kasing command is parang open my smart TV. Eh, wala naman ako smart TV dito. So, yung device ko, sinabi niya, I cannot understand what you're saying. So, okay lang. Dinecline lang niya yun.
Which is okay lang naman, pero syempre kung may naka-configure na gano'n sa'yo,
Mm.
mag-on talaga yung smart TV mo. Magugulat ka, lalapit ako bukas yung TV mo,
Kaya,
'di ba?
yeah, kaya yung mga ibang, like mga tech vloggers, tech reviewers, pagka meron silang device na ganun, biniblip na nila yung word kasi nga, nag-activate eh. So, isipin mo, ilang daang libo or milyon ang nanonood nung content niya, tapos sinabi niya yun. So mag-activate yung mga devices na yun.
Yes. Buti na lang wala tayong commercial ng Google Home dito sa Philippines or even Alexa. Kaya okay lang.
Yun nga eh. Yeah, kaya kanina pa tayo nag-uusap and hindi ko masabi yung pangalan niya. Isang beses ko lang sinabi, nag-activate kasi siya eh.
'Di okay lang 'yan, 'di naman siya maririnig kasi naka-filter naman tayo ng audio natin. So, that's okay. Pero siyempre
Mhm.
ang maganda rin sa mga smart speaker natin ngayon, meron siyang mute button. So, for example, in the case of Echo Dot,
Mhm.
meron dong mute button na
Yep,
para hindi siya makinig sa'yo, 'di ba? Kumbaga,
tama.
if you want to talk something private, you could just press the mute
Mhm.
button at siyempre yung speaker naman,
Yeah,
i-off niya yung mic niya. Kaya okay lang din naman,
tama.
'di ba?
Mhm.
And of course, kung talagang
Tama.
super duper top secret yung gusto mong pag-usapan, don't talk about it.
Might as
Oo,
well
punta ka sa lugar na wala kang smart speaker.
unplug it.
Unplug it. And that's another option,
Yeah.
'di ba? If you're really kumbaga sobrang mapanghinala. Ayan.
Mhm.
Pero
Mhm.
syempre,
Yeah.
uh, going back to the main topic natin, the smart home. Uh, the
Mhm.
future kasi, I really see more household that are really,
Mhm.
kumbaga, tech-enabled Especially right now, uh, majority yung mga millennials, di ba, is growing old slowly, di ba?
Yeah.
And these are the generation na mas tech-inclined compared do sa mga lolo't lola natin, sa mga magulang natin. Hindi nila
Mhm.
ira yan
Mhm.
They don't really care. They live a simple life. But for those
Yeah, yeah.
millennials na eventually they would be able to buy their new house. Ito na yung pa-start na
Mhm.
tayo sa generation na 'yon 'di ba? Sa era na 'yon.
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I
Yep.
really see the adoption of smart home, not just
Mhm.
here in the
Yeah.
Philippines but even abroad.
Mhm.
And that's
Yep.
technically a good thing kasi for me,
Mhm.
we really need to embrace technology because
Yeah.
that's the reason why people are actually building those devices, doing research on those devices and the technology itself
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
it's the way moving forward, 'di ba? Ang
Yeah.
goal natin, the reason why we're building things is to make our life more convenient. And that's one way to do it.
Mhm.
So, parang
Tama.
dati, 'di ba, takot tayo sa, well, not me, but a lot of people takot sa credit card or ATM kasi baka daw manakawan sila, 'di
Yeah,
ba?
yeah,
Pero
tama.
ngayon, parang normal na lang yung GCash,
Yeah,
right?
normal na lang. And it does kasi for me, it doesn't matter talaga if you don't believe on those mga e-wallet, mga ganon, and you prefer cash. 'Di ba kasi ano, if talagang madudukutan ka or mananakawan ka talaga.
Yes. Wag lang tayong siyempre, there are ways to protect yourself, 'no, para hindi ka
Tama,
maloko
tama.
online. Ah,
Mhm, mhm.
pero ano 'yan, if you would ask me, are this bank secure enough or are they doing enough to protect your money? I would say
Mhm,
yes, they have they're
mhm,
doing their part.
mhm.
And I think they are
Yeah.
also bound by Bangko Sentral, eh. They have mga policies related to that to
Mhm.
protect yung
Yeah.
money ng mga depositors. But of course,
Tap
there would always be cases na may makakalusot, 'di ba? And those are isolated cases.
talagang
Eh,
meron at
yes,
meron
and
talaga.
based on naman, recent few months or even years, most
Mhm,
of the
mhm.
compromise is not really with the bank, eh.
Nasa tao na talaga.
Nasa tao talaga, nasa device ng tao or na
Mm, mhm,
kumbaga naloko yung tao, but not really because na-hack yung bank,
yeah,
eh. I don't Hindi siya
yeah,
gano'n ka ano well, of course,
mm,
ibang usapan yung sa Bangladesh, what happened to the Bangladesh, but it's a different story. But
yeah,
here in the Philippines, I'm confident enough to do online banking. I just don't use
mhm,
the online banking app or website sa ibang devices na hindi ko
mhm.
pag-aari. And I don't
Oh,
use
yeah,
it on the internet access na hindi ko
mhm,
hawak.
yeah, tama. Same here. I don't access our CCTV here sa bahay sa ibang device or sa ibang computer. I make sure na ina-access ko siya sa smartphone ko lang din.
Yes. And of course, dahil we're talking about technology here, we're talking about devices, ang isa rin sa mga payo ko
Mhm,
sa mga naka-smart home na, make sure to
mhm.
update or upgrade your software.
Yes, tama.
Kasi for ano yan, for security reason. 'Di ba? Kasi
Mhm,
marami tayong friends, 'no, ayaw mag-update because
mhm.
nasisira daw. Kasi experience nila sa iPhone, eh. Madalas 'pag nag-upgrade ka ng
Yeah,
iPhone,
tama,
nasisira yung iPhone mo.
tama.
So, parang nato-trauma na sila na kahit anong devices ayaw nila i-update basta
Mhm,
gumagana. So, mali po 'yun. So, make
hmm,
sure to
mali.
upgrade or update your devices.
Mhm,
Puwede mo sigurong gawin, 'wag right away. Hintayin mo lang ng few days.
mhm.
Tapos 'pag wala kang
Yeah,
nakitang feedback sa internet na negative, then
mhm.
push the update, 'di ba?
Yes. Yep, tama,
'Yon.
tama. And yung advice rin na mabibigay ko, um, yun nga, if ever yung mga devices nyo from your smartphone hanggang dun sa mga home automation nyo, if there's an update, ayun nga, just search sa YouTube, madami yan eh, kasi updated ang mga tech reviewers, tech vloggers, yung mga ganyan. Updated sila sa mga nangyayari kasi sinasabihan sila ng mga brands na 'to na magkakaroon sila ng update. So, ine-explain na sa kanila. So, 'di ba sa ano, um, pwedeng silang panoorin before you update kasi sasabihin na nila eh. sasabihin na nila yung downside, yung upside nung update nung devices nyo. So
Yes.
it really helps.
Yes. And of course,
Mm,
isa rin sa pinakapayo ko sa lahat ng gumagamit ng devices, kahit ano pa man 'yan, yung password
mm.
natin, 'wag naman yung madaling hulaan at 'wag pare-pareho,
Tama.
okay?
Tama.
Kasi
You guys use kailangan mixed up 'yan eh. Syempre ikaw na rin ang nagsabi niyan sa akin, Ed, way back na when creating your password, always mix it up with with big letters, small letters, numbers and special
yes,
characters.
and siyempre 'wag pare-pareho per devices para 'pag in case lang na magkaroon ng
Mm.
compromise yung isa, eh, hindi naman madamay lahat,
Yes.
'di ba? Kasi
Tama.
whether we like it or not, lahat ng mga devices natin in the future would be connected, eh, would be connected to the internet
Mhm.
and they all talk together.
Yeah.
And to identify those
Tama.
devices, most of the time meron yang account, 'di ba? And 'pag na-compromise yung account
Yeah.
mo, damay-damay lahat 'yan. Imagine
Damay na 'yan.
some other people will be able to control your smart home 'pag hindi ka nag-ingat,
Mhm.
'di ba?
Yes, tama 'yun. Which is medyo medyo ano rin siya eh, talamak din yung mga ganong ano, modus talaga.
Agree ako diyan. Kaya of course, don't forget din na yung kumbaga bago tayo bumili, eh, tignan din natin yung
Mhm.
mga review. Does it work well,
Tama. Mhm.
'di
Yeah.
ba? 'Wag lang basta bili lang ng bili kasi binasa lang
Mhm.
yung basic functionality. Tapos
Ta
natuwa, ta's binili na kaagad, 'di ba?
Tama, tama.
'Yun.
And for me naman, kung bibili rin lang naman kung bibili lang din naman kayo ng mga ganitong, smart, devices na ilalagay niyo sa bahay niyo, for me, this is my personal opinion, kuhanin niyo na yung ma mas, mahal na price kaysa dun sa isang medyo mura, or kasi wala namang problema na kasi lahat naman tayo gusto makamura talaga sa mga bibili natin mga devices sa home. Pero siyempre if yung dalawang nakita mo almost the same, siyempre yung mas mura medyo reviewin mo muna. Pero if sobrang layo ng capability nila sa isa't isa at medyo duda ka dun sa medyo cheaper price, just get the higher price para mas safe and sigurado ka dun sa kukunin mo.
Pero actually, Sai, sometimes,
Mhm,
meron ding mga cases na yung mas mura yung
mhm.
okey. Pero siyempre case to case
Yeah,
basis 'yan. Kaya
yeah, that's why they really need to research on the device.
yes,
Parang 'di ba, bakit mas mura si gan'to tapos ang mahal ni gan'to, eh, halos pareho lang naman sila.
yes.
So, we really need to do some
And of course,
research.
siyempre nandito tayo 'no, para
Mhm.
tulungan sila. So 'pag may mga questions kayo,
Yeah,
puwede niyo kaming i-reach out,
yeah.
techanded@hubdob.com yung aming email. And of course, you
Mhm,
could also text
mhm.
us at 0915-7555010. Ayan. So,
Yeah.
kung meron man kayong mga device na gusto niyong humingi ng second opinion, okay ba 'to? Yes,
Mhm,
open na open po
mhm.
kami diyan. And who knows, we might
Yeah.
bilhin din namin yung device to test it for ourselves, 'di ba?
Yes, tama 'yun. And if mapadaan kayo sa page namin sa Facebook, and if you have questions, don't hesitate to message
Correct ka
us.
diyan, partner. Ayan. So, ano pa ba ang ating mga
Yeah.
last words para sa ating mga listeners and viewers, 'no? Siyempre, bago ko pala makalimutan, 'no, napapakinggan na rin tayo sa
Mhm.
Spotify, sa Google Podcast, and of course, pati sa Apple and the rest of the podcasting platform. And siyempre, hindi pa rin mawawala ang ating YouTube channel and Facebook page. Kaya,
Tama.
we're almost everywhere, guys. And
Mhm.
we're
Yeah.
doing our best to reach out to all of you para siyempre mas mabigyan namin kayo ng mga best tips at mga payo na
Mhm.
makakatulong sa inyo. Siyempre, it's all about tech.
Tama.
Ayan. So, Sai, meron ka pa bang mga last na words of wisdom para sa ating mga viewers?
Yun. Again, if you really want to start building up your smart home, you just have to research talaga ang gagawin para um, the best na brand or device talaga yung makukuha nyo para 'di ba hindi kayo problema in the near future.
Yes. For me, I call it long-term investment kasi yan, eh, 'di ba? Sa
Yeah, tama.
even though sinasabi nila na in technology, we always, replace yung tech every now and then because of the, siyempre nagmo-modernize yung mga technology. But in the case of
Tama.
building your smart home kasi for long term yan, eh. It's not like
Mhm.
you change it every 3 years or 5 years, eh. Sometimes you would make it
Yeah,
work for more than a
yeah.
decade, 'di ba? So it's really
Mhm.
important to really make sure na yung bibilin yung device at yung model niya is really for long term. And of course,
Tama.
another thing that I siguro mapapayo ko is
Mhm.
always also check the company, the brand gumawa kasi
Mhm.
you still want them to be there after a long time para kung may problema man
Mhm.
or hopefully yung device mo is still being supported and updated. That's how it works
Yeah.
for smart home. Ayan guys. So,
Tama.
once again,
Yeah.
it's another hour of
Mhm.
kwentuhan at kaalaman dito sa Tech and Ed Tech Talks. And
Yeah.
of course, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our page and YouTube channel. Ayan, sa mga di pa
Yes.
nagsasubscribe, pindutin lang po ang subscribe button. Okay? And ayan, hope to see you again next Thursday. Once again, this is
Mhm.
Edison Tan.
And this is our Yusufina.
This is Tech and Ed Tech Talks. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.